Iya Hello, guys. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for your kind patience. So, I want to say welcome to this level 3R course, right? So, thank you very much for choosing Academia de Idiomas for improving your English skills, okay? So, you did the right choice. So my name is Andrea Rodriguez. I know that probably some of you are already familiar with my face. Kevin, you were my student before, same thing with Monica, Paulette. I also have Nancy, Sandra, Helen, right? Some of you are new to me, right? But let me tell you something. I'm really patient, right? So if you have any question through this course, let me know, okay? So today is our very first day of class. Remember that you choose the intensive mark, okay? You choose the intensive course. So that means that you are gonna have 8 weeks of classes, and we are gonna have our schedules Saturdays and Sundays. All of them are gonna be online, all of them. You don't need to go to the university. You don't need to move to any place, okay? So keep that in mind. I'm gonna write this right here. All the sessions online are going to be online, okay? So do not forget that. That is something important that you need to understand, okay? Also, let me see. There are a lot of you guys. That is a good thing. 39 students. So right here, I have 31. So we're almost there, okay? Now, since today is the very first class, I would like to tell you some of the most important guidelines, some of the most important instructions, so we can have a better understanding on how I'm gonna handle this class, okay? So we are gonna be all in the same page. You have to understand some of the things that you need to do in a mandatory way, okay? So first things first, this is level 3R, okay? Probably there are some other level 3, but remember that you are 3R, okay? Once again, my name is Andrea Rodriguez, okay? And this is the agenda that we are going to cover right now, okay? First of all, I'm gonna do a brief presentation of myself so you can be familiar with me and who I am. And after that, I'm gonna tell you some things about the course, some guidelines, same thing as instructions. And also I'm going to talk to you about the evaluation, okay? Of course, if you have any question, you feel free to ask them, okay? As many questions as you want. So let me tell you about me, okay? So I know that some of you are students from La Universidad Católica. I was also a student from La Universidad Católica. I actually did my bachelor degree right there, and I also got my master degree, right? So I'm a Universidad Católica lover. I'll be there for life, and right now I'm working in there. So you know that I'm really appreciated with that, right? So I have a master in business administration and also a master in human resources. Human resources, that is my field as well, okay? Like treat with people, like also coordinated events. So that is my field. And I have been an English as second language instructor since 2019. Okay, so I've been in this for 4 years right now. And I'm also a teacher at the Faculty of Economic and Business right there and in the Universidad Católica. And as I was telling you, my field is human resources. So I'm a human resources consultant, okay? This is the thing that I was telling you about, right? First of all, yes, I'm 33 years old, but I feel like I'm 20, but this is the real thing. I'm 33 years old. I was born on June 25th, 1990, right? So this is something that you need to understand. I'm really patient. So that is why I was telling you that if you don't understand something, if you have as many questions as you have, ask them, okay? Because I'm here for that. I'm here for you. So it wouldn't be appropriate that we move to some other topic and you are not clear about something, okay? So just ask as many questions as you want. Don't feel like embarrassed or don't feel like, oh, this is a silly question, so I don't think that I should ask them. No, go for it, okay? There's no silly question. This is a safe space, okay? So I don't think that right here in this Zoom session, I don't think that we have people from USA or people from the UK, gringos. No, we're all Ecuadorian and we have an accent, right? I have an accent and you are going to have an accent as well, right? Probably some of us sounds like Sofia Vergara, right? Like she has like a really strong accent. That is okay. Okay, so don't feel embarrassed to talk, to speak out, okay, to speak English. Basically, to improve your speaking skills, you will have to practice that. So this is the place to do it, okay? I'm gonna say this in Spanish, so it's 100% clear. No hay gringos aquí, no hay americanos, no hay británicos, así que todos vamos a tener un acento, estamos aprendiendo, ¿verdad? Y eso no es razón para que no hablemos o nos avergoncemos, ¿ok? Así que necesitamos practicar nuestros speaking skills para que podamos mejorar. De lo contrario, nos vamos a quedar ahí, ¿no? Y este es el lugar apropiado para hacerlo, es su lugar seguro, ¿ok? So keep that in mind. Okay, this is something like insights about me. Okay, so I love memes. You're gonna probably notice that later. Memes, right? Memes. Also, I'm always gonna be, yes, remember that meme. I'm always using memes as examples. You're gonna notice that eventually. Okay. I love cats and dogs, right? I'm really into animals. But I think that I'm a cat person, but I love them both. I'm into weightlifting, as you can see right here, and gym activities. I love traveling, and this is something that I'm not proud, but I'm a sleepyhead. So if I have the option to go party on a Friday night or stay at home sleeping, I'm gonna choose a sleeping. Yeah, that's me. Okay. Now, let's go with the things about this level 3. Okay. This is something important. And I'm going to say this in English and then in Spanish because you need to understand this, fully understand this. Okay. This is not something that these are not rules that I made. No, these are rules from La Academia de Idiomas. So we have to be able to see each other and you cameras need to be on. This is not optional. This is mandatory, okay? So it's your camera, it's on, that means that you are there and you are going to have your attendance. If your camera is off, for me, that means that you are not there, so you won't have your attendance, neither participation. And pay attention to this. You will be removed from the room session if your camera is off. Las cámaras, estas son reglas que no las pone Andrea Rodríguez, sino que las ha puesto la Academia de Idiomas, yo se las transmito. Sus cámaras tienen que estar encendidas. Si sus cámaras están encendidas, significan que están ahí, tendrán su asistencia, van a tener su participación. Si sus cámaras están apagadas, significa que ustedes no están ahí y no van a tener su asistencia. Y esto es algo que la academia nos autorizó. Si la persona no enciende su cámara, se la puede remover de la sesión. ¿Ok? Se los comunico para que todos estemos en la misma página. ¿Sí? Entiendo que es primera clase. Podría ser que esto los tomó desapercibidos. Así que por ser primera clase, a la final su cámara no sirve. ¿Tienen algún problema? Ok. Sí les pido que procuren solucionar eso. ¿Sí? No los mando a comprar cámaras porque entiendo que el contexto, la situación económica no es la mejor, ¿verdad? Pero hay alternativas. Podrían utilizar la del celular, podrían prestar una, ¿no? Hay alternativas y por eso se los estoy diciendo con tiempo, ¿ok? Now, this is something important as well. Pay attention to this, right? Whenever you will join the session, the Zoom session, where we are right here, right now, in order to let you in the Zoom session, your full name must be visible. First name and last name, right? Because remember, I have to keep this space as a safe space. So if I let some other people in that is not from Academia de Idiomas, a student, that could be dangerous, right? So you need to have your first and last name. For example, if your name is Sebastián Suárez, you need to have your username as Sebastián Suárez, not Sebas, not S. Suárez, not Sebas Suárez, not Sebas S, not Sebas el más chévere. No, Sebastián Suárez. Your name and your last name, because I noticed that some of you only have your name or your last name. Somebody right there have UCSG, right? So no, you need to change your user to your name and last name, okay? Otherwise, I won't be able to let you in, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, some guidelines about how we are going to handle our class. So pay attention, right? Because once again, we are going to see each other 2 days per week for, we're going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, for 4 hours, right? So that it means, that sounds that it's a lot, but it's not. Only 4 hours to improve your English, it's not enough, okay? So pay attention all the time. This class, it's gonna be interactive, dynamic. It's not only me talking the whole time, no. You will have to participate. So pay attention, and if I ask a question, answer the question. And watch out, I'm not saying that you need to answer the question correctly, because we're learning. If you made a mistake, doesn't matter, but you need to answer anyway, ¿verdad? Contesten las preguntas. No me refiero a que la pregunta tiene que ser contestada correctamente. No es que si la contestan incorrecta, se van de la sala. No, estamos aprendiendo, pero sí que haya una participación, ¿ok? Keep that in mind. Now, we are going to have some workshops, some activities, right? And my suggestion is that those activities must be delivered on the date indicated initially. For example, If I'm giving you an activity that you must deliver on Sunday, October 22nd at 10 p.m., and you deliver that activity on Monday, you're gonna start losing points. So deliver the activities on the day indicated initially. Actividades, talleres, cualquier cosa que se mande, procuren entregarlo en el momento o en la fecha que se lo indica inicialmente. Si les mando una tarea que la pueden entregar hasta el domingo 22 de octubre a las 10 de la noche y la entregan el lunes, pues obviamente van a perder puntos. Y es una manera bastante silly de perder puntos, ¿verdad? So do not do that, okay? Now, as probably you already noticed, our Zoom, our official platform for each class, for each session, it's going to be Zoom meetings, right? All of the classes, let me check something. Yes, this is being recorded. I was checking that. Okay, so all of the classes are gonna be recorded. So in case that you want to check them afterwards because probably you missed something that I say, you can check the video afterwards, okay? And this is only a recommendation. I don't know if you're familiar with Google Meet. Google Meet, it's like a video conference platform similar to Zoom. So my recommendation is to have it, to download it, so you can have it as a backup platform in case that Zoom fails. Until this point, I've been working with Zoom for 4 years. Zoom hasn't failed until this point. But, you know, sometimes with technological things happens. So just as a backup plan, download Google Meet, okay? That is only a recommendation. Now, this is something that I think that I already mentioned right here. I would like that you understand that this is a place where respect must prevail, right? Respect not only you towards me, but also I'm gonna respect you. The fact that I'm the teacher doesn't mean that I can do anything I want with you. No, we are gonna respect in both ways, okay? And if you have any question, if you need help to access to your Moodle platform, to access to Zoom, to access to anything, if you need help, I'm here for that, okay? So also, you are gonna respect your classmate, right? Entonces, el respeto es algo que deberá prevalecer, no solamente de ustedes hacia mí, ¿no? Sino también el respeto viene de mi parte hacia ustedes. El hecho de que sea la profesora no significa que yo puedo hacer con ustedes lo que me dé la gana, ¿no? Entonces, tener eso en cuenta. El respeto también entre ustedes como compañeros, ¿verdad? Si alguien está hablando, respetar su tiempo, ¿verdad? El tema de lo de las burlas, el tema de si alguien hace algún tipo de error, el tema de tener vergüenza por tener un acento o por hacer algún tipo de error, eliminado. Eso acá no es algo que va a suceder, ¿ok? Y yo voy a estar aquí observando todo el tiempo, garantizando que todos estemos en un lugar chévere, como se podría decir, ¿ok? Now, I don't know if all of you have already joined the WhatsApp group, but that is gonna be a good way to communicate with each other, right? So I can see that some of you already joined the group. Let me check. Okay, I have 30 participants in the WhatsApp group. So if you haven't joined the group yet, I'm gonna send the link right here. So you can just click into that link and join the session, okay? So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to join this, okay? Okay. Now, let's not say rules, but some recommendations. So whenever you join the session, join the class, try to be in a quiet space because once again, you're paying for this. So if you are in a loud space with a lot of noise around, if you are not like focused on the class, you're not going to be able to get all the content, ¿ok? Entonces, entiendo que muchos optan por la opción de las clases online justamente por el hecho de la flexibilidad, ¿no? Entendería, ya me ha pasado, tengo alumnos que son de carreras de enfermería, por ejemplo, y ven clases desde la clínica, desde el hospital. Lo que sí les pido es que procuren estar en un espacio en donde puedan tener tranquilidad, silencio, porque como les digo, ustedes están pagando por esto, ¿no? Y por ende necesitan sacar provecho. Entonces, si no están en un lugar donde puedan escuchar apropiadamente, pues no van a acoger o coger todo el contenido que se les va a dar, ¿ok? Also, use appropriate clothes for classes. No PJs, no BBDs, appropriate clothes, right? Se los menciono porque en algunos momentos, si yo me pusiera a contarles todas las cosas que me han pasado en las clases virtuales, no termino nunca, ¿no? Pero lo más reciente, en la corte pasada de un nivel de inglés, tenía un alumno que estaba en la almohada, pues, ¿no? Así, yendo a la clase. Y le digo, o sea, no, pues, o sea, yo soy paciente, soy comprensiva, pero no te pases. No, mija, es que me dolía el cuello. Ya, ok, lo que sea, ¿no? Pero, por favor, eviten ese tipo de cosas, ¿no? Okay, also, we are going to use different resources, right? Resources such as the Academia de Idioma Moodle platform that I know that Alfonso already sent you an email with the instructions on how to access, right? Let me just double check because I'm pretty sure that he did it yesterday. Let me double check that. Yes, right here. So, right here you have, estimados estudiantes, para acceder a la plataforma debe ir al URL and right there you have the ARI Moodle platform. And dice que el password como el usuario son su número de cédula, okay? So, that is the ARI Moodle platform. Also, we are gonna use Alticia, okay? I'm gonna tell you about Alticia in a bit. Alticia is this platform where you are gonna be able to practice your English skills by yourself, right? So let me tell you something. The fact that you have 8 hours per week with Miss Andrea is not enough to improve your English skills. You need to work by yourself as well. And that is the task, that is the focus of Alticia. I'm going to tell you about this in a bit. Also, we are going to use Zoom meetings, Google Drive, and Flipgrid. So my suggestion is that if you don't have one, you need to create a Gmail account because Gmail will let you go into the Google Drive activities and also in Flipgrid. Flipgrid is this platform where you are going to be able to record videos of yourself and you are going to deliver it through that platform. So this is really convenient because in that way, I'm going to be able to access your oral skills, okay? So suggestion, create a Gmail account if you don't have one, okay? This is the other thing that I already mentioned, and I'm gonna continue mentioning this. Feel free to ask any questions. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestion, do it. Speak up, okay? No se queden callados. Sugerencias, comentarios, preguntas, go for it, okay? Every activity will be graded over 10 points. And also the final quiz that is gonna be, the final quiz is gonna be on the very last day of class. I'm still not sure about the date, but that final quiz will be online. No face-to-face, online. You won't move to any place, okay? El quiz final, que es de aquí a 8 semanas, cuando termine el curso, no tengo la fecha exacta porque, seamos sinceros, vivimos en Ecuador y tenemos muchísimos feriados, entonces podría ser que algunos de esos días haya suspensión de actividades. Entonces, apenas yo tenga la fecha de ese quiz, ¿verdad? El quiz, el final quiz, yo se las diré. Pero tengan en cuenta que el quiz es online, no necesitan ir a la universidad ni a ningún centro, nada. Okay, so I don't know if you guys already joined the group. Let me check. Okay, I think that
Hola,
yes, Justin.
hola amigos, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está? Yo hace poco me acabé de conectar porque estaba en medio de todo esto y sorry.
Ok, ¿tienes alguna consulta?
No, solo quería comentar de que me acabo de conectar.
Ok, todavía no he pasado lista, so we're fine, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. So, as probably you already know, but I'm just gonna remind you this. We have the schedule on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., okay? Now, this is important, guys, because this is the rating, right? This is basically how you are gonna be able to see like how much of that possible grades you have, okay? I'm sorry, how many. So we have these different 4 rating categories, okay? We have the first rating category that it's going to be class participation. This is the name of the category. Do not get confused thinking that is class participation like you raise your hand. No, no se confundan, el nombre de la categoría es participación en clase, participación áulica, pero suelen haber confusiones que dicen, Miss, pero yo sí he participado. Ok, sí tiene que ver con lo que hacen durante la clase. Ok, in this grading category, you are gonna have assignment, workshop, activities, Moodle platform activities, Google Drive work, okay? So all of these activities, they are gonna have a percentage of 20%. So 2 out of 10 points, right? 2 points. Then we have Alticia. This is the platform I was telling you about, and I'm going to explain this in a bit. So we have an activities report. This is also 20% of your total 10 points. So 2 points as well. Then we have projects. Projects in this category, we are going to include any presentation you may have, any collaborative projects that you may have, any oral activity that you are going to present. And that is also 20% of your 10 points. So right here, we have 7 points. I'm sorry, 6 points. My maths. So we have 6 points, and we have still 4 points that we need to consider. They are going to be on the final evaluation. That final evaluation that we are going to have on the last day of our class, it's going to represent 40% of that, of the grade, okay? 4 points. So right here, you have 100% or 10 points, okay? Do you have any questions about this? Just give me a second. Give me a second because I need to close the window. Okay, there we go. There's a lot of noise outside, so it's better for me to. Okay, so this is Alticia, okay? So before going into this, let me go to the Moodle platform, okay? This is something that Alfonso includes yesterday in the email, right? But I'm gonna send the link right here through the chat. So if you haven't access, right now it's the time, okay? So right there, let me log out. Okay, so you're gonna see something like this, right? So you need to go to this option, acceder, access, and then you are gonna find this, right? In this box, you are gonna write your ID number, su número de cédula, and same thing right here, okay? Entonces, tanto aquí como acá, ustedes van a acceder con su número de cédula. Ahora, me parece que pueden cambiar su contraseña si ustedes así lo desean. No veo la necesidad, pero si desean hacerlo, go for it, okay? So once that you type your ID number in both of the boxes, you are going to click access, right? And you're going to have something similar to this, right? But instead of having Andrea Joanna, you're going to have your names, right? And this is the platform where we are going to mainly do all of our activities. So right here, of course, you're not going to have the same thing because this is all of the courses that I'm currently teaching. Okay, thank you, Kevin. So Kevin says that para la primera vez, sí obliga a cambiar la clave. Okay, so if Kevin is saying that, that must be the same thing that you have to do, guys, okay? Now, our course English 3R, right? So right here, we are gonna have different things. First of all, right here, you're gonna find Alticia, right? This is the thing that I was telling you about. I'm gonna explain this in a bit, but let me also show that right here you have the Zoom link, which is the one that we are going to use in every class. There's no different link. It's the same link for each class. Para cada, no es que hay un link diferente para cada clase, no, sino que todas las sesiones, todas las clases van a ser con el mismo link, okay? Now, right here you have some class resources. You are gonna find your class notes, right? So these class notes are this one right here. This is basically what I use as a board, como una pizarra. Aquí es donde yo les hago las explicaciones. So obviously, you won't be able to modify this. You will only gonna be able to see it, right? Not to modify. No van a poderlo modificar, obviamente, porque alguien podría borrar algo y causar confusión, pero sí lo van a poder visualizar, okay? Now, the next resource, you're gonna see Master List 3R. Check your grades and attendance. So right here, you are gonna see this, right? This is gonna be your attendance. Of course, right now, this is empty because I haven't passed the attendance yet. But right here, you're gonna be able to see right here, the percentage of the attendance that you have. Okay, so in order to approve this level, you need 70% minimum attendance. Okay, keep that in mind because you can fail the level because of your attendance. Okay, that is why this is quite important. Okay, there you go. Also, you're gonna be able to check your grades. Once again, this is empty because we are just started. And finally, you will find once again the WhatsApp group link. So if you haven't joined, you are going to be able just clicking this link right here. And this right here is this presentation that I'm using right now. So if you want to double check it afterwards, you are gonna be able to do it, okay? So now, I'm also gonna tell you something. Right here, you're gonna see all of these models. Let's say like all of these sections, okay? So these are the book activities, ¿verdad? Ustedes ahorita nomás ven 3, pero acá están ocultas todavía, ¿verdad? Pero aquí es donde vamos a realizar las diferentes actividades. Please, don't do an activity that I haven't assigned you. No se adelanten a hacer actividades. Vamos a hacer simplemente las actividades que yo les indique que ustedes hagan, ¿ok? But more on that later. Ya vamos con eso. Now, I want to go with this Alticia. So if you click right here, you are going to be able to access to Alticia, right? My suggestion is that you go into Alticia and you try to, let's say, discover how to manage this. It's a really friendly tool. So I don't think that you are going to have any issues. But anyways, I would like to tell Nancy, are you there?
Yes, miss.
Okay, hi, Nancy. Nancy, do you think that you can share your screen so you can explain your classmates how to navigate and how to handle Alticia?
Yes.
Okay, let me, Nancy. Okay, Nancy va a compartir su pantalla para que ella pueda compartirles, porque mi vista es diferente a la de ustedes, ¿verdad? Por lo que yo lo tengo como docente y ustedes como estudiantes. Entonces ella lo va a compartir para más o menos que puedan ver e indicarles cómo es el manejo de esto, ¿ok? So Nancy, whenever you're ready, you can share your screen.
Okay. Ya, ¿se ve en pantalla?
Yes.
Ok. Bueno, muy buenos días. Como nos estaba indicando Miss Andrea, a ver, dejar un poquito aquí, ya. Ingresamos mediante el link de Alticia Estudiantes. Y a ver qué me tapa aquí. Un momentito, ya. Entonces, a lo que uno ingresa, ¿verdad? Me pidió en esta ocasión que indique el nivel que yo quería estudiar. Ya, yo le indiqué A1, porque ese es el que estaba manejando. Sin embargo, me sugirió el A2.1, lo cual me alegró mucho porque entiendo que he avanzado, gracias a Dios, bastante.
Sí, yo te hago una acotación ahí. Yo imagino que a todos les va a pasar lo mismo y les cuento por qué. Muchos estudiantes, ya ahorita se lo calibró porque todo, o sea, ya la Academia de Idiomas ya lleva 5 cortes, ¿verdad? Y de cada corte se aprende algo nuevo. Entonces, en las cortes previas, habían estudiantes que estaban, por decirles, en el nivel 6, ¿no? Un nivel ya más avanzado. Pero los chicos, como para no esforzarse mucho, les ponían un idioma, ¿no? Y ellos escogían menos A1. Entonces, eso no era un reto para ellos. y obviamente hacían todas las actividades sin ningún tipo de esfuerzo y bueno, sacaban su 10, ¿no? Pero ahora la opción que se ha tomado es que, como lo dice Nancy, te pone ya el nivel que tú deberías estar desarrollando, ¿no? Entonces, el nivel de ustedes ya debería ser A2 y ese es el nivel que deberían practicar. Continúa, Nancy.
Ok, gracias. Sí, también seguramente les va a preguntar en qué idiomas van a aprender, ¿no? En este caso, como yo ya he ingresado, ya, gracias a Dios, estoy en tercer nivel y ya he pasado 3 veces por este proceso, ya me sale el inglés, ¿no? En su caso, tendría que elegir el inglés, solo inglés, ¿no? Porque hay como inglés americano, varios tipos, inglés. Exactamente. Entonces, bueno, aquí están las diferentes lecciones que yo puedo hacer. Entonces voy a elegir esta, que es justamente la que está marcada. Y aquí yo puedo ver un video. Si por lo general empieza con un video, yo lo veo. Ahí se recomienda quizás verlo primero sin subtítulos, después ver los subtítulos. Y le podemos subir el volumen si queremos, hacerlo en pantalla completa, etc. También va a haber una serie de ejercicios. Yo revisé estos ejercicios, son de escuchar, pues de listening sería escuchar y de acuerdo a la pregunta, seleccionar. Pero a mí, bueno, yo a veces estos de aquí se me hace todavía un poquito complicado escuchar y entender bien. Entonces, si estoy de apuro, en mi caso yo los evito, ¿no? Pero si estoy con tiempo, y si ya me dedico, pues no, a escuchar. Y también tenemos aquí un ejercicio que es en cambio de responder. Por ejemplo, dice, aquí está la oración, el tema, ¿no? My mother hasn't spoken to her brother for years. I have never seen my... Y yo tengo que elegir, ¿no? Brother-in-law o aunt. Se va a elegir ANCO, validar, y me dice que está correcto. Continuar, y así dependiendo de lo que me vaya preguntando, ¿no? Es más o menos tipo las aplicaciones que nosotros tenemos en el celular, ¿no? Donde vamos eligiendo de acuerdo a lo que nos va preguntando y de los diferentes aspectos del idioma, ¿no? Por ejemplo, en este caso es de ir completando la oración. En el otro que vimos era de escuchar y de acuerdo a lo que escuchemos, responder.
Hey, Mary, I didn't know you had a baby.
¿Ya? Por lo general los audios o videos son cortos, ¿no? Eso también es importante para poder entender la idea y para poder responder correctamente. Y finalmente también hay vocabulario. Por lo general
To look after.
en cada lección hay un vocabulario que uno lo escucha una oración y lo va tomando en cuenta porque dependiendo de ese vocabulario va a haber oraciones o va a haber los audios o va a haber videos sobre los cuales responder. Eso sería básicamente.
¿Te puedes volver a la página de inicio, Nancy?
Correcto. Sí. Inicio.
Ahí, ya. Ahí donde dice mi progreso, tú recién obviamente lo abriste, entonces ahorita tienes 0%, pero ese progreso será el que ustedes necesiten completar al final del curso un 100%, ¿no? Entonces, por decirles, si ustedes completan 100%, tendrán el 10. Si completan 90%, tendrán 9. Si completan 1%, tendrán, perdón, 10%, tendrán 1, ¿no? Ese es lo que ha cambiado, porque Nancy, Mónica, todos tienen que recordar que anteriormente era por horas, ¿no? Se pedía 12 horas mínimo. Pero básicamente sigue siendo similar, ¿no? Porque también tendrían como que en estas 8 semanas de curso, que 8 semanas es bastante, completar, yo diría, mi sugerencia, porque ya me hicieron la pregunta eso en otro curso, podría ser que ustedes le dediquen a la semana unas hora y media o 2 horas a la semana, no estoy diciendo por día, o sea, no es nada difícil, ¿no? Porque también entendemos que ustedes tienen sus actividades, algunos trabajan, otros estudian, ¿no? Entonces, eso es lo que les quería comentar. ¿Tienen alguna pregunta sobre esto, sobre Alticia?
Yo sí tenía una pregunta.
Ajá.
Ya, 100% con el 100% ok o 100% de hacer todas las opciones. ¿Qué será?
100% de hacer las opciones. Sí, o sea, no necesariamente es que escojas todas, sino que en lo que entendí, ¿verdad? Es de que hagas por lo menos una de un skill, es decir, que hagas, que diversifiques, lo que tú decías, Nancy, ¿no? Hay veces cuando no tengo tiempo, pues no hago las de listening, y está bien, pero sí es bueno que diversifiquen y no que solamente hagan vocabulario, por ejemplo, ¿no? Sino que lo traten de, igual cada vez que tú vayas completando algo, Nancy, tú vas a ver el progreso, ¿no? Y eso te va a ayudar, ok, tengo que meterle más fuerte o tengo que puedo darme como que el lujo de hoy no acceder, ya, por así decir. ¿Ok?
Ok, gracias.
Ok. Ok. Thank you very much, Nancy, for your amazing explanation. Ya mismo me deja sin trabajo, Nancy, pero bueno, yo le pedí a ella que me ayude con esto, porque siempre es bueno tener el punto de vista desde el estudiante, ¿no? So, thank you very much. I really appreciate your kind help, Nancy.
Muchas gracias.
Nancy está
Miss,
conmigo.
una
Sí, sí,
consulta.
cuéntame. Cuéntame,
Hola, Miss.
Ujú.
Yo tengo una consulta.
Ah,
Ahí en Alticia, como dice que también el 20% para poder obtener la nota, que tenemos que completarlo ¿hasta cuándo? ¿El 100%, horas o cómo?
hasta el último día de clases. Ya el último día de clases, que sería en la octava semana, pero como les digo, no lo tengo claro todavía. O sea, virtualmente podrías tú desde hoy contar 8 semanas, ¿verdad? Pero como te digo, vienen feriados, entonces no lo sabría con exactitud. Pero básicamente pueden completar ese 100% hasta el último día, el día que ustedes den examen. ¿Sí?
Ok, gracias, Miss.
Ok. Okay, guys. So let's restart with the explanation. Okay, let me see what is next. Okay, this is something about Alticia, and remember, this is how you are going to be able to access Alticia Estudiantes, and this is about the material. Okay, so as I was telling you, right here in our Moodle platform, you have all of the activities that you are going to develop, right? So these activities are based on this book, right? But thing is that you can have the PDF. I'm going to show you that this is the book. Let me compare this. For example, this is the book, right? You are going to find the exact same thing right here. A student book, home and family. So this is the same activity, home and family. So right here, you're going to find this activity. Do not access yet, no accedan todavía, por favor, solamente les estoy indicando. So as you can see, you have this exact same activity. This is loading, give me a second. There you go, right? That it's digital, right? So thing is that you can complete this like right away. You don't need to go to the PDF, right? You are gonna do your activities right here, and you are gonna register all of that, okay? So that is something that I want to mention. Let's continue. Let me go right here. Now, this is the book, right? The name of the book is English File Pre-Intermediate Student Book, 3rd edition, as you have it right here. Okay, this is the cover. And you can look it on the internet, right? This PDF, this ebook is open, it's free for download. So you can go to Google and download it, right? But because of my ethical things, as a teacher, I cannot share the book with you, right? I would like to just send the PDF, but I cannot do that. So what you are going to do is that you are going, you have to access Google or any other search place that you might use, and you go and write English file pre-intermediate student book. Okay, so your task right now is to look it up in the page or the website where you are gonna find it for free. Of course, there's gonna be some places that they are gonna sell it, right? Like Amazon. In Amazon, it's $43, but no, it's an open book. The only thing that you need to do is Google it. Yo no se los puedo compartir por ética profesional, no es bien visto, ¿verdad? Pero ustedes pueden buscarlo en internet y de hecho los invito a que si alguno de ustedes lo encuentra, puede enviarlo en el grupo para que el resto de sus compañeros lo tenga también a disposición. ¿Ok? Now, let me close this. And okay, this is something important as well, right? We need to have this clear. Once again, I repeat, the minimum attendance to approve this level, it's 17%. 17%, 70% mínimo de asistencia. Se puede reprobar por asistencia, así que please watch out with that, okay? And the minimum grade to approve, it's 7, okay? So 7 es la nota mínima para aprobar. So once again, if you haven't access to the group, you can do it. You can just scan this code right now with your cell phone, right? Or you can also join the group. Right here, there is a typo. This is not how you write WhatsApp. So I have to correct this. Okay, so once again, I invite you guys to join the group because in that group, it's gonna be me and it's also gonna be Alfonso Gutiérrez, el infopedagogo de la Academia de Idiomas. Si hay algún tipo de problema porque no pueden acceder a su plataforma, Alticia, se lo reporta ahí y Alfonso nos ayuda de manera inmediata, ¿no? Asimismo, yo estoy ahí. Si tienen alguna consulta, pues también con gusto yo los puedo ayudar, ¿no? Lo que sí les menciono, que sea clara y no compartir, que les diga que no compartan memes, pero sería hipócrita de mi parte porque a mí me gustan los memes, ¿no? Lo que sí es que mantengamos el lugar respetuoso, ¿no? Porque no solamente estoy yo, sino también el infopedagogo, ¿ok? Keep that in mind. Now, do you have any questions about any of the things that I have mentioned? Preguntas sobre cualquiera de los temas que haya indicado. Remember that, give me a second. Okay, there we go. Remember that you have the option of raise your hand, right? Right here in reactions. If you want to raise your hand, you are going to do it like this, right? And you there are going to have your hand up.
Sí, yo tengo una pregunta.
Ok, Isabel.
Sí, es solo para confirmar si al momento de ingresar al link de Alicia y los que no tienen un nivel, o sea, realizamos el examen y ahí nos sale automáticamente el nivel en el que estamos.
Es una opción también, sí. Es una opción.
Yes. Ya, perfecto. Es-
Ok. Ok. Okay. So let's see. What else? Let me check. Okay. This is a quote that always I try to that you guys keep in mind. Okay. So let me find somebody. Kevin Sanchez, can you please read this quote right here?
Yes. Do you know only this? Do you know?
Yes, all of this. This one and
Okay.
this. It's the same thing. Yes.
Do you know what a foreign accent is? It's a thing of bravery.
Very correct. Thank you very much, Kevin. So yes, this Amy Chua, she's like, I don't know, an influencer, somebody that it's kind of famous. She's a book publisher. Okay. So do you know what a foreign accent is? It's a sign of bravery. El tener un acento, yo lo considero no como una falacia o como una debilidad, sino que nos está diciendo que no nos quedamos solamente con nuestro idioma de origen, nuestro idioma nativo, sino que estamos yendo por algo más, ¿no? ¿La han escuchado cómo habla Sofía Vergara? La mayoría de su éxito es por ese acento tan marcado que tiene. So don't get embarrassed if you make mistakes when you are learning. If you have an accent, if you mispronounce a word, it doesn't matter. If you don't speak, how are you gonna get better? Okay, just keep that in mind. So I invite you that every chance that you have, speak up. Okay, that is the only thing that I ask for you guys. Okay, finally, right here, you are gonna find my info. This is my cell phone number. So if you wanna text me through WhatsApp, feel free to do it if you have any question. Then this is my institutional email and this is my Gmail email, right? My personal email. And right here, this is Academia de Idiomas email. And right here, it's the WhatsApp, right? For the Academia de Idiomas. So if you want to text them directly, feel free to do it because somebody is gonna help you right there, okay? Now, I'm gonna pass the attendance right now. And remember, in order to have the attendance, you will need to turn on your camera. Not only when I pass the attendance, you will need to be with your camera on all the time. I know that probably at some moment, probably you wanna go to the restroom or probably you wanna go to grab a glass of water and probably you're gonna turn off your camera for 5 to 3 minutes. Okay, but it's not allowed to be with your camera off all the time. Just imagine this. Imagine that I come to the class and you see nothing, right? And you see, and you only hear my voice. So it's not the same thing, right? So in order to have a better dynamic, please turn on your camera. And also, turning on your camera doesn't mean do like this, because I have seen that too, right? I need to see your face because this is not any way to be inconvenient or any way to make you feel uncomfortable. This is to have a better dynamic. Believe me, you're gonna learn better if you follow these instructions, okay? So I ask you 2 minutes. I'm gonna grab a glass of water. 2 minutos, permítanme, voy a tomar algo de agua y regreso, okay? 2 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm back. So let's start with the attendance, okay? So if you are not in this list, let me know. If you don't see your name, if I don't say your name, let me know, okay? So let's start with Gianela Acosta.
Good morning, Miss. Present.
Good morning, Janela. Thank you very much. That is also something that I forget to mention, right? In order to let me know that you are there, you have many options. Just as Janela said, good morning. You can also say here, right? Or hi, miss, whatever. Do not go with present. Don't go with present. Present, it's as translated presente to English. In English, we don't use present. We use here, okay? So once again, you can go with here, you can go with good morning, you can go with hi, with hello. That is up to you, okay? You have some options. Now, thank you very much, Yanela. Franks Almache. Mr. Franz Almache, not here. Isabel Almeida.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi, Isabel. Isabel, what about your camera?
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you very much, Isabel. There you go. Mónica Añasco.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Añasco. Mónica, thank you and nice to see you once again. Judith Aviles. Judith Aviles. Not Judith? Diana Cañizares. Miss Diana Cañizares, not here either. Okay. Elías Castillo. Mr. Elías Castillo. Sorry. Paulette Castillo.
Hi, Miss. Good morning.
Hi, Paulette. Thank you very much. There we have Juan Diego Cedeño.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, Juan Diego. Thank you. Kevin Cruz.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, Kevin. Nice to see you. Nancy Cruz.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Nancy. Thank you once again. Cristel Diaz.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, Cristel. Thank you very much. Melanie Guarco.
Good morning.
Good morning, Melanie. Thank you. Jorge Jara. Mr. Jorge Jara. Álvaro Lara. Álvaro Lara. Jessica Lima. Not Jessica Lima. Kenia Miño.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Kenia. Thank you very much. Andrea Molina.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, Andrea. Thank you. Dayana Moreno.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, Dayana. Thank you. I don't know if your camera is on,
No, miss.
Dayana. Diana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm not able to see your camera. It's something wrong with your camera?
Hello, Miss. I am Jorge Jara. I have a problem with the microphone.
Okay, Jorge, thank you. So all I see is a black screen, Diana. So probably there is something going on with your camera. Okay, just try to fix it. Now, George Núñez. Mr. George Núñez. María de los Ángeles Parra.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, María de los Ángeles. Thank you. Axel Quito.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, Axel. Thank you. Elizabeth Ramírez.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Thank you. Byron Reyes. Mr. Byron Reyes. Cristel Saldarriaga.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cristel. Thank you. Gianna Sanchez.
Good morning, present.
Good morning, Gianna. Thank you very much. Kevin Sanchez.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin. Camila Santa Cruz.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, Camila. Thank you. Sandra Santin.
Good morning, teacher, present.
Good morning, Sandra. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Ricardo Sobrevilla.
Good morning.
Ricardo Sobrevilla.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ricardo. Thank you. Kevin Solis.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Kevin. Thank you. Scarlett Takuri.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, Scarlett. Thank you. Omar Tomala.
Good morning.
Good morning, Omar. Nice to see you again. Daniela Vélez.
Good morning, teacher, present.
Thank you, Daniela. Yael Vera.
Hi, Miss. Good morning.
Good morning. ¿Lo pronuncié bien, Yael?
Sí.
Yeah, okay. Marcela Villegas.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, Marcela. Thank you very much. María Alexandra Llagos.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, María. Aldair Zambrano.
Aldair.
Aldair, okay, Aldair. Let me. De esa manera, I'm gonna be able to know that there is an accent. Aldair, okay. Thank you very much. And finally, Justin Zamora. Justin was here before. Justin? Okay, Justin is right there. So please, Jorge, Franks, Janela, Dayana, Axel, Isabel, Elizabeth Ramirez, Andrea Molina. Remember, your cameras need to be on in order to be in the class. So once again, I'm gonna mention the names of the ones that at first they were not here. Franks Almache. Judith Avilés. Diana Cañizares. Elías Castillo. Álvaro Lara. Jessica Lima. George Núñez. Byron Reyes. Justin Zamora.
Miss, good morning. Soy Helen.
Helen.
Estoy en lista.
Okay.
Ajá.
Thank you for letting me know. It's Romero,
Okay.
right? Ah, it's Helen Romo, I'm sorry. Helen, what's your middle name?
Ariana.
Diana, and what about your second last name?
Ramírez.
Very much. So we have,
Gracias.
you are welcome. Okay, so let me fix this. Okay, there we go. Now, let's start working, okay? It's 10:44, no, it's 10:34. So we still have some time to cover some of the content, okay? So first things first, let me show you what's the content that we are going to cover, okay? So, okay. No, this is way too big. Let me, there we go. So in each unit, we are gonna have 3 different sections. And you are gonna see the sections in your ebook, right? In the PDF. So we are gonna have grammar. G stands for grammar. We are going to have vocabulary. B stands for vocabulary. And we are going to cover pronunciation. P stands for pronunciation. So in this first unit that we have the name, where are you from? The content that we are going to cover into the grammar section is word order in questions. Into the vocabulary section, we are going to cover common verb phrases, spelling and numbers. And into the pronunciation section, we are going to cover vowel sounds and the alphabet. So let's start with this very first activity. Is this one right here, right? Common verb phrases, vocabulary, and speaking. So we are going to go to our Moodle platform. Andrea Molina.
Yes, miss. I have a question. We have to download the book?
We have to what, Andrea? I'm sorry?
Download the book.
Not necessarily. If you don't want to download it, that is up to you. But if you want to, you can. I mean, it's no mandatory, okay?
And where is the book?
The book, you can download it from the internet. It's free, it's open. So as I was mentioning before, the name of the book is English File Pre-Intermediate Student Book. So you go to the internet and you look for it free, right? So you can go and scroll down and see any of these places, they have it for free, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's go with our first activity. Remember that this very first unit, it's going to be focusing on remember the past tense that you have learned through the other courses or any other level that you have been before, right? So we are going to check home and family. So if you click into that activity, you are gonna see that you have 2 attempts, right? You can try twice. And this is the time limit, 20 minutes. So guys, please watch out whenever you are writing any of the possible answers, because remember, the Moodle platform, it's also a grading category into the total rate, ¿verdad? Esto también es una parte de la calificación. Entonces, mucho cuidado cuando escriban. Fíjense que si tiene que ir con mayúscula, vaya con mayúscula. Si no, no pongan mayúsculas innecesarias. Another thing, sometimes, not in this case, we have to write contractions with apostrophe, okay? Realize the apostrophe is not the same that the tilde, right? As you can see, tilde is like kind of going to the right, but the apostrophe, it's like straight, okay? So that is also important, okay? So only that. So right here, we have different questions, right? We have where you from, where you born, where do you in a house or flat, do you any brothers and sisters, do you any pets? So your task right here is to fill these gaps with the word that you believe it's the correct one, okay? So I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to try to realize the answers, and then we are gonna check. Okay, remember that participation, class participation, it's encouraged. So once you are done, raise your hand so you can participate in the class, okay? 3 minutes, and then we check the activity.
Miss, disculpe,
Yes?
no puedo ingresar a la plataforma porque recién me están dando la contraseña y el usuario.
Ajá, Alfonso te está dando.
Sí, recién
Ok.
me lo...
Ok, don't worry. Cuando ya la tengas, accedes, ya no te preocupes. Meanwhile, Yael, you can only do the exercise, let's say, in your notebook, ¿verdad? No lo puede, you cannot work right here. Go with a notebook and write it down, okay? I mean, it's not that I'm gonna ask you, Yael, send me the proof that you are working in your notebook. No, but so you can practice, okay? It's an alternative.
Miss, una pregunta. ¿Resolvemos la actividad?
Yes, please. You have 3 minutes to do it, but do not press a finish attempt. Just do it, and then we are gonna check it, okay? Okay, I already have some hands. That is always a good news for me. So if you want to participate, please raise your hand, okay? So let's start with Sandra Santin. Okay, Sandra, so according to you, what's the answer for the first question? Read the whole question.
Where are
Okay, where are, what else?
you? Where are you from?
Correct. Where are you from? So this is the verb to be, right? Where are you from? Amazing thing, Sandra. Thank you very much. Let's continue with Gianna Sanchez. Number 2, please read the whole sentence.
Where did you born?
Where?
Where did?
Where did you born? Okay, I'm gonna tell you something, okay? Remember that the verb to be, right? We have 2 class of verbs. The verb to be group and also the rest of the verbs. Whenever we talk about the verb to be, it's am, are, and is, right? And the rest of the verbs are those verbs that they imply an action, such as play, could, watches, right? So we use the verb to be whenever we want to know about feelings, whenever we want to know about nationalities, whenever we want to know about age, whenever we want to know about any status or condition. So for example, if I'm telling you, I am happy because I got an amazing group of students, right? Right here, I'm telling you how I feel, right, Janice, right? Let me check.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So right here, this is the verb to be. Another example, I am from Ecuador, right? I could also say I am Guayaquileña, okay? So once again, nationalities, right? My age, I am 33 years old. So when I also have these questions that I got asked when I was born, right? Cuando me preguntan, like in this case, born, right? Born, it's something that already is in the past, right? It's not right now because I already was born like a few years ago. So in these situations, we don't use the auxiliary did. In these situations, we use the verb to be, right? The verb to be in past. So once again, remember that this is the verb to be in present, but the verb to be in past is was, is were, is was as well. Let me copy and paste. This is gonna be easier. Was, where, and finally where as well. Okay, so we have to use in this situation, Yanni, the verb to be. So it's not did. Which one do you think is
where?
correct? Where were you born? Amazing. Thank you very much. Now, let's continue with the next one. Let me see who is the next in the row. So that will be Helen. Helen, can you please read the whole sentence?
Okay. Where do you live?
Where do you live? Correct. I mean, this is, you can also say, where do you study? Where do you eat? Like, you can go on. But usually, the question whenever you are knowing each other, where do you live, right? So that is why this is correct. Great job, Helen. Thank you very much. Now, we have the next one. Omar Tomala, can you please read the next question?
Do you live in a house or flat?
Correct. Do you live in a house or a flat? So, Omar, do you remember what's a flat? What's the meaning of flat?
I remember.
You don't remember? Remember that flat is the same thing as saying apartment, right? That flat is the term in British English. British English, and apartment is American English. Okay, remember that. That is the only difference. I mean, both of them are valid. Great job, Omar. Thank you very much. Then let's continue with the next one. Juan Cedeño.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Correct. Do you have any brothers and sisters? Amazing. Thank you very much, Juan. And finally, let's go with Melanie Guareco.
Do you have any pets?
Correct. Do you have any pets? Same thing, right? Great job, guys. Thank you very much. Now, let's continue with the next activity. So we already covered home and family. Right now, we are going to cover job and studies. So let's see what's the deal with this. So basically, this is the activity that we are going to find right here in the Moodle. This one right here, okay? So you have this. What do you gap, right? And right here you have the possible answers. Not the possible answers, but the possible sequence, right? Where do you, and also you have the gap. What school, university do you to? You can also say, do you, your job, what year you in? And then you have, can you any other languages? Which? Where did you English before? So right here, we need to try to find the most appropriate word that fits better in each gaps, okay? So this is your task right now. I'm gonna screenshot this so you can probably see it better, because right here in the book, I mean, you have it, but it's not that big. So I'm gonna send the same picture, but in a bigger, and let's say in a better quality, so you can have it and check it by yourself. Let me move this. I don't know why I cannot move. There you go. Okay, so in this case, you will need to drag these possible answers, okay? So for example, you think that do is right here, so you put it over there, okay? So let me tell you something. We probably can have more than, okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we have the exact words. So just try to make it sense, right? Make it better. To each of these words, drag it where you think the word is the appropriate one, okay? Let's have 3 minutes to do this, and then we check your answers, okay? Okay, I do have some hands, great then. So just remember something, guys. Probably in some of the questions, more than one word can make sense, right? But remember that in order to do the activity in a good way, you need to fix them only once, okay? So keep just that in mind. Now, let's see. Kevin Cruz. So Kevin, according to you, what's the correct word for the first question? Can you read the whole question, please?
Okay. What do you do?
Correct. What do you do? Amazing. Remember, right here, you could also say, what do you study, right? That, or you can say, what do you like as well? Or what do you speak? But right here, this one is the one that makes sense, okay? Now, Elizabeth Ramirez, what about the second question? Can you please read it for us?
Where do you like?
Okay, where do you, which one, like? This one right here? Okay, that is not the correct option. Try with another one. So because right here, where I'm asking for a place, right? Like a place, like a location. So, I mean, where do you like is, I mean, it makes sense, but there is another word that makes even more sense. Try another one.
Yes. Where do you go?
Where do you go? No, another
Do you
one.
work?
It makes sense as well, but it's not the correct one. Another one, try another one. A lo que me refería es que miren, muchas de las preguntas van a tener más de una posible palabra que les haga sentido, pero como tenemos los espacios exactos, hay que buscar el sentido de las palabras para que cada una quede en la mejor manera, okay? So, Elizabeth, I'm with you right now, okay? You already say like is not like, and it's the next one that somebody say is work, is neither work. So, what's another option that you could have, Elizabeth? If I'm, look, okay, let's say that you are meeting with a new boy, right? You are like talking with somebody new, right? That person is gonna tell you, Elizabeth, what do you do? Right? And you're gonna say, I'm a student, okay? And you also have the option to tell that you are a student from the Universidad Católica. So right here, it's something related to that. Which one do you think is the correct option? It's not like, it's not work. So we have the option, where do you speak? Where do you study? Where do you go? Where do you are? What makes sense for you, Elizabeth?
Where do you go?
Makes sense, but it's not go. Try another one. So no like, no work, and no go. We have speak, study, and are. Which one makes sense, Elizabeth?
Where do you speak?
No, it's neither that one. Try another one. We have study and are.
Study.
Correct. That is a study. It's like I'm asking you, Elizabeth, where do you study? I study in la Academia de Idiomas, right? So that is the one that makes sense. Once again, it makes sense to also say, where do you work, right? That makes sense. But you're gonna see why This is the correct option and not work. Okay, let's see the next one. Maria Llagos. So can you please read the next question?
Go, miss.
Can you please read the whole thing? The whole sentence? Maria, read all. Do you, your answer, your job. Read everything.
Lie, miss.
Read the whole question. Lee toda la pregunta, please.
Do you your hug?
Okay, what's the answer?
Do you lie?
Yeah, correct. Do you like your job? Correct. Do you like your job? Amazing. Thank you very much, Maria. Camila Santa Cruz, can you please read the next question?
What school, university do you go to?
Okay.
I have another option that is, what school and university do you work to?
Yeah, I mean, that it doesn't make sense like that, but I will stay with the first one. What school or university do you go to? It's similar to this one, right? It's where do you study? Or you can also say, what school or university do you go to? Okay. Okay, let's see. We have a next one. Gianna, can you please read the next one?
What year are you in?
What year are you in? Correct. Can you, thank you very much, Gianna. Now, Nancy, can you please go with the next one?
Okay. Can you speak any other languages? Which?
Correct. So right here, you are gonna see why it makes sense, this other one, right? Because a study makes sense, I'm sorry, right here, or right here as well. Pero eso es lo que les decía, puede que haya más de una opción, ¿verdad? Pero al yo quedarme con speak, que ya la dijo Nancy, poner where did you work English before? Doesn't make sense, right? So because of that, you can say that a study makes sense right here and here. But since we can only use it one time, it's better like this, right? That makes sense. Where do you work? And where did you study English before? Entonces, eso es lo que sucede en estos ejercicios, digamos que tengan un examen, una lección o algo así. Quedarnos al final y ver cuáles son las opciones que podrían ser correctas, sí, pero la que le queda mejor. Okay? Great job, guys. Thank you very much. Now, let's continue with the next one. Now, we already covered jobs and studies. So right now we are going to cover free time, right? Like hobbies, like activities that you enjoy. So right here, we also have some gaps and we don't have any options, okay? We don't have any options, so you will have to try to figure the option that is correct, okay? We have, what kind of music, remember music, do you to? So it's a verb that is related to music. Do you a musical instrument? Which musical instrument, like drums, like guitar, like piano, right? So it's a verb related to musical instrument. What TV programs do you? So it's a verb related to TV programs, TV shows. Next one, do you any sport of exercise? So it's a verb related to a sport or an exercise. Next one, what kind, no kind of books or magazines do you? So it's a verb related to books or magazines. How often do you to the cinema? It's a verb related with cinema movies. What did you last weekend? Okay, so we have 6 gaps. Let's have 3 minutes so you can try to solve them, and then we're gonna check your answers. Whenever you're ready, raise your hand. Okay, so I do have some hands. Great thing. So let's start with Jana. Jana, can you please read the whole question?
What kind of music do you listen to?
Correct, right? Listen, it's a verb related to music. So that is, somebody say, okay. Thank you very much, guys. Diana, thank you very much. So let's continue with the second one. Okay, Maria Llagos, can you please read all the sentence with the right answer?
Do you play a music instrument? Which?
Correct, play, right? I'm gonna tell you something because probably some of you are a bit confused, but I know that play, the verb play, it's used for 2 different things, because you can say, I play soccer, right? But you can also use the verb play to referring that you are skilled with an instrument. So you can say, I play the drums, right? The drums, la batería. So play, you can either use it for sports, but also for instruments. Remember that, okay? Now, great job, Maria. Now, let's continue with Cristel Diaz, please, the next one.
What TV programs do you watch?
Correct. What TV programs do you watch? Watch is a verb related to TV programs, right? You watch the TV. Amazing. Great job, Cristel. Now, Elizabeth Ramirez, let's go with the next one, please.
Do you play any sport or exercise? What?
Okay. Look, it's not that play is not a good verb, right? But whenever we are referring to a sport or exercise, we use a different verb. Anybody knows what verb can be the option?
I think.
Practice?
I mean, do you do any sport or
Correct.
exercise?
Do. Okay, Monica said practice. Practice, it's also okay, right? Practice, place, and do. Any of those three are correct. But I'm going to tell you something. Practice is for like more formal English, for
Sorry,
advanced English, right?
I say practice, but also is correct, no?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So practice es como un inglés más avanzado. So it is correct that the common way, the most common way to refer to sports or exercises is do, okay? But once again, play, it's kind of correct because you can play a sport, yes, but you cannot play exercise. So that is why play in this situation is not the appropriate one. Do goes with both, okay? So amazing job. So Elizabeth, you again, let's go with you again, okay? Elizabeth, can you please read the next question?
What kind of book or books or magazine do you read?
Correct. Read is a verb related to books or magazine. Remember that the pronunciation of this is it's kind, okay? Kind. And once again, I'm going to tell you something about the word kind. Kind means kind of fish. For example, you have different kind of fish. You have dorado, well, let's say goldfish, okay? Goldfish, you have tilapia, right? Those are all the kind of types of fish. Kind is the same as type, but also kind means that you are polite, that you are good, right? So, for example, Monica is a really kind woman, right? So it's also, the kind is amable, okay? So you can use kind either for saying that is a type or something, or that somebody, you are describing something as an adjective, polite, good, okay? Now, let's continue with the next one. Nancy Cruz, can you please read the next one?
How often do you go to the cinema?
Correct. How often do you go to the cinema? Amazing. So probably right here, you will be like, okay, but to the cinema, I go to watch things, right? But the question is not focused on the thing that you watch. I'm asking you the frequency of how often do you go to the cinema? That's why go is the correct answer. And finally, let's go with Mr. Kevin Cruz.
Yeah. What did you do last weekend?
Correct. What did you do last weekend? Now, probably you could say, what did you eat last weekend? What did you play last weekend? But this is a common question, right? All of these are common questions and common verbs, verb phrases. Remember, I was telling you that part of the content that we are supposed to cover are common verb phrases. So listen to music is a common verb phrase. Play an instrument is a common verb phrase. Watch TV, common verb phrase. So we are practicing this, okay? Great job, guys. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes, Isabel, go ahead.
If I put answers that are not the ones that are there, the grade goes down.
Can you please repeat your question? Wow, this is, well, right here is do. I'm sorry, my mistake. Okay, go ahead, Elizabeth. Isabel, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if I put answers that are not the ones that are there, the grade goes down? Or
I mean, you can do once again the exercise, because as you can see right here, you have 2 attempts. So if you want to do it again and make it right this time, go ahead. Okay, so you can have your full grade. Remember that in this one is listen, in this one it's play, in this one is watch, this one is do, this one is read, go, and do. Okay. Another thing, do not use capital letters if it's not necessary, right? Esto aquí, si por ejemplo yo le pusiera listen con mayúscula, me la va a detectar mal porque there is no need to use capital letters. There is no point, it's not a name, it's not a country, okay?
okay, thanks.
You are welcome, Isabel. I'm sorry. I get confused with Isabel and Elizabeth because Isabel is the way to say it in English, right? Like Queen Elizabeth and Queen Isabel. So that is why sometimes I'm gonna get confused with your name. I'm so sorry. Do not take it personally. Okay, so let's go back to the Moodle platform. Okay, so right now we are going to do this activity that is related with verbs and nouns. Remember, verbs are these things that implies an action, play, cook, walk. And nouns are any word to describe someone or something. For example, Miss Andrea is a noun. Pen is a noun, sustantivo, okay? All of that is noun. Now, right here, you're only gonna have 1 attempt, but let me change this. Let me change this so you can have, right here you have 2. I don't know what you have that you have only 1, but okay. Okay, so right here is, somebody is already doing this, so that is why I already have 1 attempt. So please, guys, don't move forward in any activity if I don't tell you to, okay? Now, right here, you have this, right? You have these verbs, and you will need to try to match with the best option, okay? You have the same options for all of them. So you will have to decide which of this makes sense with the verb right here, okay? So same thing, you're gonna have 3 minutes so you can decide, and then once you are ready, feel free to raise your hand so you can participate. Okay, I have some hands. Thank you very much, guys, for being really dynamic in the class. That helps a lot. So we're gonna start with Sandra Santin. Sandra, can you please tell the verb and also the option that you choose?
Yeah. Read.
Ah, okay, you go with read, okay. Read, what else?
Yeah. And Gmail and magazine.
Okay, read an email and magazine, correct.
Excuse me, email.
Sandra, yeah, you got a different order of the questions, right? So that is why you start with read. So do not worry. Sometimes the answers, they get mixed up and they change, right? But it's okay. You start with read an email, but you can also read a magazine. Amazing job, Sandra. Thank you very much. So let's continue with Camila, Camila Santa Cruz.
I have 2 sisters, a pet.
Have 2 sisters and a pet, correct. Have 2 sisters, have a pet. Amazing job, Camila. Thank you very much. Let's continue with Mónica Añasco.
Hello. ¿Puedo ver las opciones, por favor?
Yes, but which is the
play?
Wait, okay.
Play the guitar and basketball.
Correct. Remember, you can use play either for instruments or you can use it for sports. Great job, Monica. Thank you very much. Let's continue with Dan. Who's that?
Me.
Okay, what's your full name? Daniela? Okay, Daniela, I think that you arrived late, but my suggestion, Daniela, is that you change your username to your name and your last name so I can recognize who are you, okay? That is my suggestion. Now, Daniela, let's go with the next answer. So tell me, which verb are you gonna tell?
Be born in Krakow, in Poland.
Correct. Be born in Krakow, in Poland. Amazing. Thank you very much, Daniela. And thank you very much for already changing your name. That is great. Thank you. Now, let me check the list because I don't want to make a mistake mispronouncing the name. So I'm going to go right here. And it's Aldair Zambrano, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Speak.
Speak, okay.
Speak a foreign language, English.
Correct. Speak a foreign language, speak English. Amazing thing. Thank you very much. Now, let's continue with Gianna. Next one, please.
Okay. Go to the cinema on holiday.
Correct. Go to the cinema or go on holiday. The expression go on holiday, it's, for example, we have an upcoming holiday, El Día de los Difuntos, right? That is holiday. So the expression go on holiday, it's basically that you decide to make a trip in that holiday, right? Irnos de feriado, something like that, okay? Go on holiday. Great job, Jana. Thank you very much. Let's continue with Andrea Molina. Andrea, please, your camera.
Oh, sorry. When I change the page, the camera turned off.
Okay. Sometimes that happens. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Okay, so what's the option that you are going to tell me?
Do
Okay.
exercise, sport.
Do exercise and do sports. Correct. We just discussed that, right? For exercise or sport, the most appropriate Verb is do. So great job. Thank you very much. Let's continue with Juan Cedeño.
Live in a house with friends.
Correct. Live in a house, live with friends. And great pronunciation, live. Sometimes with mistake, live with live, right? I always gonna tell you this, right? Live, like this, means it's the verb, right? The verb, the action of living. But this one right here, the pronunciation, it's live, and it's a noun. Example, it's my life. Don't mess with me, right? Like being aggressive, right? So it's my life. And the pronunciation of this one, it's I live in Ecuador, okay? Now, let's continue with the next one. We have Melanie Huarco.
I say watch MTV TV series.
Correct. Watch MTV a TV series. MTV still exists. I don't know if the channel actually exists. I don't watch TV anymore, so I'm really out. I'm really don't know if MTV still exists, but well, right here we know that it's like a really no brand. Okay, so thank you very much, Melanie. And we have the last one that I'm gonna ask Maria Parra. Maria, can you please go with the last one?
Yeah. Listen to dance music or listen to R&B.
Correct. Great job, Maria. Thank you very much and great pronunciation. Okay. Okay, guys. So usually, I give you guys a break, right? A break so you can rest, you can grab a glass of water. But today, we are gonna go all the way through so you guys can leave before, okay? So we are gonna work until, let's say, 12:30, right? And then you're gonna be free to go, okay? So let's continue working, but you are gonna be free before 1 p.m. Now, let's see, reorder to make, no, this is not the one. Grammar bank. Let me check this. I don't remember what is this. Oh, okay, this is a PDF. I don't know if this is working. Let me check. Ah, okay. So this is a grammar bank that you can check, okay? You can check if you want to. Right here you have some grammar bank and some structure of the questions, right? You can check it, but I'm gonna tell you this better right here in my board, right? So remember that we have 3 possible tenses, right? Basic tenses. We have present, we have past, and future. So present, it's the one that we are gonna focus right now, right? Present is whenever we want to talk about routines, activities that we do daily, activities that we frequently, okay? So in that case, we are gonna have an structure that you have to follow in order to have a good grammar. So the present tense structure with the verb to be, remember that I told you that we have 2 groups of verbs. The verb to be, that is to talk about nationalities, age, feelings, and we have the rest of the verbs that are verbs that imply an action, right? Play, cook, all of that. Now, let's see the present tense structure with the verb to be in affirmative. we are gonna have the subject plus the verb to be plus the complement. Example, Marta is from London. I'm talking about nationality. You are Ecuadorian. Once again, I'm talking about nationality. Nick is happy. I'm talking about feelings. Bob and Anna are late. I'm talking about a situation. I am a student. I'm also talking, I'm telling you my description. I'm telling you what I do. I am a student, I am a teacher. That is the profession. Now, whenever we want to turn this affirmative sentence in negative, the only thing that we do is adding the word not, right? And we have two options. We can go full form, right? This is full form is not, and we also have the contraction, that is this one right here, right? So you can either say, Marta is not from London, or you can go with Marta isn't from London. Notice the pronunciation, it's kind of different. Right here, I'm pronouncing two words, is not. Right here, I'm pronouncing only one word. That is why the name is contraction. Isn't, is not, isn't. You are not Ecuadorian. Two words, contraction. You aren't Ecuadorian. Nick is not happy. Nick isn't happy. Bob and Anna are not late. Bob and Anna aren't late. And now we have the question. With the questions, we cannot change the structure, because right here we are going to start with the verb to be. And then we have the subject, and finally the complement. Also, remember that because it's a question, we add the question mark at the end. In English, we don't use the question mark at the beginning. That is only in Spanish. In English, it's only this one right here at the end. So we start with the verb to be. Is Marta from London? Are you Ecuadorian? Is Nick happy? Are Bob and Anna late? Okay, so that is with the verb to be. Now, what happened with the structure for the rest of the verbs, the ones that imply an action? So let's see. We have the subject, the infinitive verb form, also known as the base form, also known as be1, right? This is the verb in the original form, right? Without ing, without ed, no s. Just the verb in the infinitive form, okay? So let's see. Right here, we have Marta plays soccer daily. Quick question. The infinitive verb form is play. Why do I add s? Anybody remember?
Because it's in third person.
Correct, Camila. Amazing thing. Marta, it's same thing that I say she, right? So remember that in English, we have first person, second person, and third person. Whenever we talk about third person, we are referring to he, she, and it. So when I see those three subjects, those three pronouns, I'm gonna add a s in the verb, okay? Just like right here. Marta, same thing as she. Marta plays soccer daily. You watch movies every Sunday? Watches? Yes, I mean, it's, in this case, I'm adding the ES, but you, it's second person, not third person. So in this case, we are just gonna remain with watch. In the case of Nick, Nick is an equivalent of he. So it's also third person. So that is why the original verb form is it, but in this case, I'm gonna add an S. And well, we have Nick eats pasta, okay? Next one, we have Bob and Anna drink Coke weekly. So the equivalent of Bob and Anna is they. So no third person, that's why we don't add an S. We have Javier. Javier is an equivalent of he. So because of that, the original verb is study. But because we have to turn it in third person, we replace the Y with I and we add ES. That is the rule, right? We have some rules for that. Probably you already checked that. Javier studies English. Then we have Sophia calls her mom every day. Same thing right here. Sophia, it's an equivalent of she. So the original verb, it's call. We add an S. Calls her mom every day. Now, watch out with this because right now we are going to go with the negative structure, right? So right here, we are gonna be using auxiliaries. Remember that these auxiliaries, they are auxiliary verbs, and basically what they do is that they help the main verb, okay? This is the main verb, and this is the auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb that we use in present tense is does not or doesn't, depending on the person. So let's see this first example. Marta, it's once again an equivalent of she. So that is why we use the verb does. Does not or the contraction doesn't. And notice that because right here we already have the auxiliary, we don't add the S. We don't need to add the S because the S is already right here. It's already right here. That is the role of the auxiliary verb, that this main verb, they don't have to do anything. They have to stay still. Like they don't have to do anything, right? So we have, you don't watch movies every Sunday. You, it's second person. So that is why we don't use does not. We use do not or don't, the contraction. Nick, it's the equivalent of he. So that is why we use does not or doesn't. And once again, we don't say doesn't eat. No, we don't need to add the S because the S is already right here. So the main verb have to stay still. That's it. And finally, we have Bob and Anna. That is the equivalent of they. They are, they don't or they do not drink Coke weekly. Now, let's go with the questions, okay? With the questions, we have, in this case, we are going to use the auxiliary first, then the subject, then the infinitive verb form, and after that, the complement. Also with the question mark, okay? The question mark. Now, we have the possible auxiliaries, do or does. Do goes with first and second person, and does goes with third person. He, she, and it. Okay? So let's see. We have the subject Marta. Because we have the subject Marta, equivalent of she, we use does. Does Marta play soccer daily? And once again, we don't need to add S because the S, it's already right here. So the verb, the main verb, stay still. Next one, do you watch movies every Sunday? So in this case, we're talking about you, no third person. Because of that, we are going to use do. Next one, we have Nick. Nick is an equivalent of he. So because of that, we use the auxiliary does. Does Nick eat pasta? No S, remember, because the S, it's already right here. So the verb remains still. And finally, we have Bob and Anna. That is an equivalent of they. So because of that, we use do. Do Bob and Anna drink Coke weekly? And then we have it. So let's practice with this, okay? So for example, feel free to raise your hand if you want to participate. I have the sentence, I'm British, right? I'm telling I'm British. So let's see, if you want to turn this into negative, how will you say it? If you want to participate, please raise your hand. Okay, Monica, how will you turn this negative?
I'm not British.
Correct. I'm sorry. I'm not British. Okay, I'm not British. Correct. Thank you very much, Monica. Now, the next one we have, they are Brazilian. They are Brazilian. So, Juan Cedeño, how will you turn this into negative?
They are not Brazilian.
Correct. They are not Brazilian. I can also go with the contraction and I could go aren't. Both of them are correct, okay? But let me tell you something. Usually in English, you are encouraged to go with the contractions. Once again, both of them are correct, but always try to go with the contraction, okay? Now, I have the next one. It's in South America. It's in South America. So, Melanie Huarco, how will you turn this negative?
It's not in South America.
Correct. It's not in South America. You can also go with the option, it isn't in South America. Okay, both of them are correct. But remember that in English, you are always encouraged to do the contraction. So in both, you are doing the contraction. Thing is that right here, you are contracting it and is. And right here, you are contracted isn't and not, okay? Both of them are correct. And finally, I have Diana. Diana, we have your French. How would you turn this negative?
We're not French.
Correct. You are not French. Or you can also go with a contraction. You can go with two contractions. Let's see. You can go with you're not French, or you can also go with you aren't French. All of the three options are correct, okay? Now, let's see. Let me see the next. Okay, so in order to do the next activity, I will have to also explain the structure for the past tense. All of this you are already supposed to know. I know that the students that have been with me in level 1 and level 2 have already covered this. But if you haven't been with me in level 1 and in level 2, you are already familiar with this. That is why you are in level 3. But anyway, this is the first day and I'm gonna try to make all of this as clear as possible. So right now, let me tell you about the past tense structure, okay? We were talking about the present tense. We were talking about present tense that it's for routines, for something that you do with frequency. Whenever we talk about past tense, is to refer to things that are already in the past, things that already happened. For example, I was born in 1990, okay? That is the past, events that are completed already. So once again, right here, we are gonna have those two group of verbs. The structure for past tense, whenever we have the verb to be for nationalities, age, feelings, this is the structure. Subject, the verb to be in past, right? And the complement. So we have Marta was upset. You were happy. So right here, we are gonna have two possible options of the verb to be, right? Was for third person and were for the other persons. So that is why right here, because we have Marta, it's an equivalent of she. We have Marta was upset. You were happy. Nick, equivalent of he. Nick was at home. Bob and Anna were together, right? We were at the school and it was amazing. Now the structure for negative, similar. The verb to be in past tense plus not. So in this case, we have Marta was not upset. I can also go with the contraction, wasn't, was not, wasn't. You were not happy. You weren't happy. Nick was not at home. Nick wasn't at home. Bob and Anna were not together. And Bob and Anna weren't together. Now, in the questions, you're going to start with the verb to be in past tense, either was or were. So in this case, because we have Marta, we are going to go with, was Marta upset? Were you happy? Was Nick at home? Were Bob and Anna together? Now let's go with the rest of the verbs. Okay, so let me just, I wanna delete this because I don't wanna go with the regular verbs yet. Let me. Remember that in past tense, we have regular and irregular verbs. But right now, I want to focus only in regular verbs. So in this case, we are going to have subject plus the verb in past tense. Remember something. Let me go to Google so we can find the list of verbs. You can go with list of I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't want to get you confused yet. I don't want to get you confused yet. Nomás nos vamos a enfocar en este ratito con verbos regulares, ¿verdad? Tenemos verbos regulares y irregulares. Nos vamos a enfocar con los regulares. So we have the subject part past the verb in past tense and the complement. So because the regular verb it's play, but I want to talk about past tense, I'm gonna add ed. Marta played soccer last year, right? You watched movies last month. I talked with Sam yesterday. You can also go with he walked 2 miles last month, right? So notice that right here, I'm not gonna care that this is third person. No es, no. It's the same thing. It's the verb in past tense. That's it, okay? So whenever we want to turn this in negative, we are going to use the auxiliary did not or didn't, right? So we are going to go with the subject, the auxiliary did not or the contraction didn't, and the verb in the base form, no in past, in base form. We have Marta didn't play soccer last year. I'm not gonna go play it. No, because the ed, it's already right here. The auxiliary, it's helping me, so the verb is still the same. The verb is not changing. You didn't watch movies last month. Same thing. No ed because I already have the auxiliary. Nick didn't eat pasta. Well, let me change this because I already changed this one right here. I didn't talk with my mom yesterday. And the next example, it's he walked. He didn't walk 2 miles yesterday. No, 2 miles last Monday. Okay, so right here, same thing. Even though I'm talking about he, I mean, I don't add an S and neither I'm adding the ed because I already have the auxiliary, okay? Now let's continue with the question. So in this case, we are going to use the auxiliary did for third person, for second person, for first person. It doesn't matter the person. We always gonna use the auxiliary did. And also the verb, it's gonna be in the base form. Did Marta play, no play it, play soccer last year? Did you watch movies last month? Same thing, no watch, but watch just like the same. Did I talk to my mom yesterday? And finally, did he walk 2 miles last Monday? Okay, so right here, I wanna add something because we are gonna have some questions. They are gonna have question words. For example, let me question words. Question words are why, who, what, where. All of those are question words. So we are gonna have some questions that are gonna include those question words. So let me tell you, in that case, whenever we have the question word, the question goes first, then the auxiliary, and the rest, it's gonna be the same. For example, where did you watch the match yesterday? Right? So we add the question word at the very beginning, then the auxiliary, subject, base form of the verb, and the complement, another. Why did she cry last month? Right? So question word why, auxiliary, subject, base form, and complement. Okay? So knowing this, remember that you have access to this class notes. We are gonna do our next activity. We are gonna go with this one right here. Rewrite the questions and put the word into the correct place in the questions. So open this. And once again, right here, you're gonna have two possible attempts, okay? So if you mess up in the first attempt, you can try once again. So let's see, we have an example, right? We have an example on how to do this activity. Look, you're gonna find the question with a word missing. So it's gonna be your duty, your task, to figure it out where is the right place to put it. Where you born? And in this case, we have the verb to be in past tense. So the appropriate way to do it is like this. Where were you born? Right? Like the question that Diana did before, just like that, right? Then you have the second one. Do have any brothers or sisters? So the word that you need to include in this question is you. You will need to decide if you goes here, 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 or in any other place, okay? So let's have 3 to 5 minutes to complete this activity. And once you guys are ready, raise your hand so you can participate, okay? Okay, so I have some volunteers already. Great then. So let's start. Let me check your hands. Okay. So I have Cristel. Cristel, can you please tell me the first, no, this will be the second question.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Correct. Do you have? So you goes just after the do, right? Do, the auxiliary, then you have the subject, you have the verb, and the complement. Correct? Great job, Cristel. Thank you very much. Do you have any brother or sisters? Sisters. And right here, it's brothers. Amazing. Great job, Cristel. Thank you. Andrea Molina, number 3, please.
Yeah. What university do you go to?
Correct. What university do you go to? So in this case, do is not the verb, right? It's an auxiliary. So that is why we have the question word, then we have the auxiliary, then we have the subject and the main verb. What university do you go to? Great job, Andrea. Camila, number 4, please.
What languages can you speak?
Correct. What languages can you speak? So in this case, we have the question word, and can is not a regular verb. This is a modal verb, ¿verdad? Can no es un verbo regular como decir jugar o decir cocinar. Can, que es poder, es un verbo modal, ¿no? Que tiene otras implicaciones, right? So in this case, we have can of possibility, something that you can perform. What languages can you speak? Let's continue with Elizabeth. Number 5, please.
Where did you study English speaker?
Correct. Where did you study English before? So right here we have question word, auxiliary, and subject. And then you have the verb in the remaining, in the original form. This is past tense, remember. And take a look. English, because it's a language, we use capital letter to write it, okay? No English like this. No, that will be incorrect. It's English with capital letter because it's a language. And each language, every language, it's used with capital letter. Let's continue with number 6. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Maria Llagos, number 6, please.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Correct. What kind, remember the pronunciation is kind of music do you listen to? Amazing. Great job, Maria. Maria Parra, number 7, please.
How often do you do exercise?
How often do you do exercise? Correct. Remember, we use how often whenever we want to know the frequency of an activity. How often do you do exercise? I do exercise 3 times per week. Okay, so I'm telling you the frequency. Thank you very much, Maria. And finally, number 8, Diana.
Where did you go last weekend?
Correct. Where did you go last weekend? Amazing. So we have a past tense question. So we have the question word, the auxiliary, then you have the subject and the verb in the original form. Okay, great job, guys. Thank you very much. And let's continue with the next activity. So the next activity, it's gonna be similar to this, okay? It's also about questions. So let's open it. Okay, so right here, the instruction is write questions in the present or past simple. So you are gonna have this, right? You're gonna have the question word, and right here you have the subject, and you have the rest of the question, right? So in order to do this correctly, you need to understand the context. For example, in the second one, you have what, and you have the subject you, and the verb do with the complement last night. If I'm talking about last night, I'm referring to present or to past. What do you think?
Past.
Past, correct? Because it's something that happened last night. No every day, no 2 times per day, no. Last night, okay? So you are gonna have to identify the context to know if you have to write the question in present or in past simple, okay? So let's do this, same thing. You're gonna have 3 to 5 minutes to develop this, and then we are gonna check your answers. Okay, guys, so let's go with the possible answers. And we have, let's see, let me check. Okay, I have Isabel. Can you please tell me question number 2?
Okay, what TV programs do you watch with your girlfriend?
I'm sorry?
What TV programs do you watch with your girlfriend?
Okay. I mean, I was on number 2. Can you please do number 2?
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Yeah. What do you do last night?
Correct. What did you do last night? Correct. Great job, Isabel. Thank you very much. Let's continue with number 3, Yael Vera.
What TV programs
Yes.
do your girlfriend watch?
Okay. Look, do your girlfriend watch? Okay. So this is present simple, right, Yael? So let's go to present simple, right? Let's go to the structure. This is not the one. Okay, let's go to the structure of present simple with the rest of the verbs, okay? So we have like this. Okay. Let me include right here that you can also do questions with question words. In this case, question words. Correct. Let me anyway add an example, okay? What does she like? What does she play on? I'm sorry. What did I do? Okay, this is incorrect. Let me delete. No, delete the column. There we go. Okay. What does she eat every day? Okay, so your answer is correct now because remember, since we are talking about a third person, the auxiliary it's does, okay? So can you please reread the question, Yael? Can you read it again?
What TV programs does your girlfriend watch?
Correct, right? We're talking about girlfriend, right? That is a girl, a woman. So because it's a third person, we use the auxiliary does. Great job and great catch, Yael. Thank you very much. Let's continue with Camila Santa Cruz, number 4, please.
When is your birthday?
Correct. When is your birthday, right? This is a verb to be present tense, right? The verb to be is. When is your birthday? Great job, Camila. Diana Sanchez, number 5, please.
Where are you from?
Correct. Where are you from? Amazing. Thank you, Diana. Cristel Saldarriaga, number 6, please.
Where did your friends go holiday last year?
Correct. Cristel, how did you know that this is past tense?
because last year.
Correct, because this time expression, right? When you see last year, last month, yesterday, on, you can also say on 2022, all that means that is in the past tense, okay? Great catch right there. So where did you friends go on holiday last year? Now, let's go with number 7, Ricardo.
What kind of books do you read?
What kinds of books do you read? Correct. Remember, guys, the pronunciation, kind, okay? And right here, I'm asking about an activity that you do frequently, like a routine. That is why, great catch of Ricardo, this is present simple. Now, we have the last one. So I'm gonna go with Elizabeth Ramirez.
Were you angry yesterday?
Correct. Once again, Elizabeth, how did you notice that this is past tense? Elizabeth, how do you know that this is past tense? Anybody knows? Nancy, how do you know that this is past tense?
Because say yesterday.
Right, the time expression, yesterday, last year, last night, correct. Great job, Nancy, thank you very much. Okay, so let's hit finish attempt. And we are, okay. What did you, this is correct. In fact, it's, yes, it's in fact the modal that is incorrect, because right here, they are telling us that we need to add the question mark, but the question mark is already right here. So there is no need for me to add the question, okay? So I'm gonna correct that because probably all of you got the same mistake, okay? Do not worry about that. Sometimes this kind of things happens whenever you are using a technological tool. So do not worry about that. You did a great job right here. Okay, guys, so let's see. Okay, so it's 12:20. We are gonna stop right now, okay? We're gonna stop right now, and we are gonna continue with the content tomorrow. There's not gonna be any activities. Tomorrow, we are gonna have more content, and tomorrow I'm gonna give you an assignment, but today, no assignment, no home, okay? You are free to go and enjoy your Saturday. So let me once again check if these students arrive, okay? Give me a second because I need to check this, okay? So what about Franz Almache? Are you here? What about Judith Aviles? Diana Cañizares, Elías Castillo, Álvaro Lara.
Present, miss.
Hi, Álvaro. I noticed that you came. Please do not remember your cameras. Kenia Miño. George Núñez. Kenya?
Here,
You are-
teacher.
Hi, Kenya. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kenya. So Kenya, it's right here. Let me check. There you go. Okay, what about Maria de los, no, I'm sorry. George Núñez. Byron Reyes. Justin Zamora. Justin? No? Okay. Okay, guys. So before you guys leave and you guys can enjoy the rest of your Saturday, do you have any questions regarding all of the content that I told you today?
Yo tengo una duda.
Yes.
En la última actividad que hicimos, me marca todas como que me hubiera equivocado, pero está bien escrito ahí.
Okay, let me check. Probablemente es porque ahí a veces se te va un punto. Okay, so let me check. Because probably you are not the only one. So let me show why sometimes this kind of things happen. I think that this was the activity.
Acabo de darme cuenta que sí, escribí unas palabras más.
Ajá. Yeah, but let me check anyway para acomodar el ejemplo de qué es lo que la plataforma revisa, right? For example, right here. Supposedly right here, the question mark, it's already right here. So there is no need to add the question mark. Same thing right here, same thing right here, and same thing in the rest of them, okay? So just try to, for the next time, notice those kind of things. Because, for example, TV in English always is written in capital letters as well. So let's say that in this case, you write it in lowercase letters. So that will be another reason that you could have the activity wrong, okay? So remember, you can do this once again. You have 2 attempts. So if you want to get better, like a higher grade, go for it, okay? Do the activity once again so you can have your 10. Any other thing that I can help you guys with? Any other question, any other comment, suggestion, anything that you probably want to say, let me know.
Mis disculpe, a mí también me sucedió lo mismo. Solamente una tengo bien y las demás mal.
So probably it's the same thing. Let me check, but probably it's the same thing that happened with Aldair. Let me check. So you are Jael. So it's the same thing, right? Right here, you already have the question mark. So because of that, there is no need to add the question mark right here. Same thing in the remaining ones. So if you want to, you can redo the activity, Jael. You have 2 attempts. So redo it. And in that matter, you can have a higher grade, okay? Same thing with all of you guys. You have 2 attempts in this activity. So if you want to, go ahead and get a higher grade.
Teacher, yo también también me salió el mismo error y yo volví a hacer con la segunda oportunidad y yo estaba revisando con lo que usted completó Y es lo mismo, no tengo ningún punto de más, no me equivoqué en nada y también me sale una X.
Okay, let me check. So you already did the 2 attempts, right? Yeah. Check. Okay, this is. Ok, esta de aquí, la primera sí está mal seteada. Esta sí está mal porque, mira, cuando tú te pones aquí encima, te dice, ¿no? ¿Cuál es la respuesta que ellos sugieren? Entonces te dicen que la respuesta que ellos sugieren es que sí tenga el signo de interrogación. Entonces, no tiene sentido porque el signo de interrogación ya está acá. Ahora, en este caso, déjame ver. What TV programs does your girlfriend watch? TV programs.
Creo que es lo de TV.
Pero no está minúscula.
Yes, both of them have to be capital letters. Okay, so son cosillas así. Okay, so I'm gonna do like the manual rating. So I'm gonna do it by myself so you can have those mistakes correct. Okay, so do not worry about that. I'm gonna correct that. But for the future or the upcoming activities, be really aware of these possible mistakes, okay? So because of that, you are gonna notice that in most of the activities, you are gonna have 2 attempts, just because situations like this keep happening, okay? Okay, guys, any other thing that you probably wanna mention?
Yo también, teacher, tengo el mismo problema.
Okay, doesn't matter. You know that this is something that usually happens, Sandra, so do not worry about this, okay?
Thank
Just,
you, teacher.
just remember this for future activities. Okay, guys, so any other thing that you want to mention? Okay, guys, so please, tomorrow, try to be on time, okay? We're gonna start our class at 9, okay? 9 sharp. So I'm gonna start passing the attendance and we are gonna keep working in some of the content that we need to cover, okay? So have an amazing Saturday and thank you very much for being really dynamic, respectful, and overall, you are being really entertaining. Okay, so thank you very much. I see you tomorrow. Have an amazing Saturday. Bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Miss,
Thank you.
Bye.
Miss,
Bye. Yes.
Una duda, esas actividades que están ahí, o sea, se cierran supuestamente hoy en la noche, ¿o eso se lo hace mañana o nosotros ahora?
No, las que, por ejemplo, no hicimos ya ahorita, no las